Welcome to Heightened Life, a place for conversation that sparks insight and inspires growth. Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Heightened Life. My name is Amanda Goins. In this episode, I chat with MJ and Ryan, hosts of the podcast Inside the Sound. They are excellent musicians and all around great guys. Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey. Oh.
Hey.
How's it going? Hey there.
We're happy. Oh, hey, you're here.
I guess we're here.
Yeah. So you guys are both awesome musicians and you're hosts of the Inside the Sound podcast. So take a moment to introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about the podcast and your music and all that.
Go ahead. The man who started it all could explain a little bit about it.
Well, we've been friends for a long time and we've been writing music for a long time. And we kind of always knew that we would do something with music with our lives. I think we always kind of knew we wanted to do something together. And I don't know, man, we've talked about like having a show or doing a podcast or, doing something for a long time, man. How long have we, like, this brainchild of ours? It's been a long time.
Well, we wanted to be rock stars. Well, I don't know if we necessarily wanted to be rock stars per se, but we wanted to play music for a living for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. So, this year being the year of catalyst, right? Year of change, finally decided to do something about it. And I had another podcast going with another co-host. It's still sort of going. It's on the back burner, called the Manheim Project, which was just, me just experimenting, trying to decide. And I had Ryan on an early episode. And I was like, he can be the co-host too. And I don't know what it was, man. Like once we sat down and actually talked a few times, we're like, man, we got something here. Like we really need to keep pushing this thing, and so that's what we're doing now.
What it was, he finally saved up enough money to pay me.
So basically, yeah.
I just want to basically just chat about music and life and how music impacts life and all that stuff today. So, and I see that you guys have instruments, and that's always exciting. So,
I didn't know if we would actually play for you or not. I just wanted to show them off to you. This is Betsy, my guitar.
Awesome.
I haven't named this guitar yet
because you're a nerd. I was supposed to name your
guitar. How are you gonna achieve
rock star? Exactly. You can't achieve rock star status if you don't name it.
It might sound weird, but most famous guitar players name their guitars.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
That's a thing. That is a thing.
I think it's because it becomes there's a bond, there's a relationship.
Yeah.
Between you and your instrument. So it's only proper that you would name it.
I agree with that.
I will say this though, to start, as far as us doing a podcast, I really felt that the world we live in today, I don't know why it's gravitated to a place where it's super negative. Not everyone, like I don't want to blanket everyone in that, but there's just so much negativity.
Absolutely.
Passed around on social media, and every time you turn on the TV, it's like we wanted to do something positive where we're not tearing anyone to shreds, we're not talking bad about anyone, where we're just talking about things that uplift other people and things that are going to hopefully brighten someone's day, not get them riled up or
when did it become cool to like tear others down? Because that's all that I see.
A lot of people make careers out of that now.
Did you realize, hey, this is kind of what I want to do with my life? At what point?
I've wanted to play the guitar for a long time, but we've talked about this a lot on our podcast. Is for some reason in the society that we live in, if you want to make a career in the arts, there's kind of a rolling of the eyes. There's like you need to get a quote real job, kind of like playing guitars for losers type. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily that, but like you're expected. At least I felt like I was expected at a certain age to like put the guitar away and go
get a real job,
go become a computer programmer.
Yeah, but, see, I was a theater major at first. So yeah, I was all, I was going to be on Broadway. That was my goal for a long time. And then I ended up putting that aside and doing journalism. But yeah, I absolutely understand that because growing up, I was very much into singing and all that stuff. And then I I succumbed to the whole, oh, I gotta, put that away. And so I'm not singing or anything anymore, but, trying to pursue creative endeavors. And I think one thing I've picked up from listening to you guys on the podcast is talking about the need to, kind of grasp your creative power and pursue things like that. And I think a lot of people have the desire to do that and they're just too afraid. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it does take courage. Like, you really have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe, you have to see something before it's visible, if that makes sense. And in order to do that, you have to expend a lot of emotional energy. And if you don't have positive reinforcement from anyone, it's really hard to do that. It's really, because a lot of times you're probably going to be the only one that believes that you're actually going to be able to do it. So a lot of people don't really want to walk that road alone. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's going to take a lot of effort and it's not going to be easy. And I think a lot of people just aren't prepared to deal with the challenging part of things. They want to get to the end result without, going through all the challenges, and that's problematic.
And I think, failure makes us uncomfortable. Fear is the great mind killer. And there's something about, like,
Dune. Sorry.
I know. I had to throw that one out there. I knew you get that reference. But there's something about fear that just, it's so easy. Some of us just live inch by inch as circumstance allows us to. Mm-hmm. And it's easy to get caught up into that cycle, into that trap. Like Ryan was saying, if you don't have anybody that's positive, that's like uplifting or encouraging you, but that's, like you said about curating your Twitter feed and all that, like, that's the beautiful thing about social media. We now have the ability to put people on mute, like, and cultivate what, like, we actually want to see in our lives, and positive things. And I've found that as I started doing that myself, especially on Twitter, completely changed my worldview, because there's so many successful, happy, wonderful people who are putting out positive things, and I get to play around with them and joke around with them, and talk about what I'm doing, listen to what they're doing, learn new things. There's just, I don't know, fear is a big time waster too.
Yeah, it's like that whole concept of you become who you surround yourself with. And I think that's even in social media. And today we have such power to control what we consume as far as media and music and art. And, there's so much out there, but we have complete control over what we choose to interact with. And I think that's very important. And funny sidebar, you quoted the little Dune thing there and talking about positivity and stuff. So I get up every morning and like do my meditation and read like affirmations and stuff. But one of the things I read every morning is I will not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. Like I read that every morning, and that helps me like get my day going. So, okay. So who are some of your biggest musical influences?
How much time do we have?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know, right? I have big musical influences, and I'm not even a musician, so just any of them.
I don't know about that. I mean, you said you sang. It's not like you used to sing and you can't sing anymore. You're always going to be a singer.
Well, I was never a great singer. I just enjoy singing. Let me just.
That doesn't mean you're not a musician. I get it.
That's all that matters.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just I think a lot of us are too. I think a lot of us are just too self-conscious. I mean, we think we have to be on the level of, say, a Flora Jansen or something like that to be able to sing for others. And it's like, that's not what music is about. But to get back to your question about influences, I always name drop Third Eye Blind. It's probably my biggest musical influence in terms of me, like, breaking me out of this mold where I was going to be a composer. I was going to be a classical musician. I was going to be a concert pianist. That was the plan until I was 13. And then I heard the radio, and I heard Semi-Charmed Life and Jumper come on the radio, and I was hooked. And then, I was really influenced by other bands. I dropped this on a podcast, so I guess if the cat's out of the bag, I will go ahead and name Creed as a huge influence on me. No more shame on that one. So that's early on. And then, as the years went on and nu metal got real big, I got into the nu metal stuff. So Deftones, I got into I even got into Korn. I got into Stained and stuff like that. And all the while I'm doing this stuff, Ryan's like, he was so sick of that kind of music. You didn't even listen to any of those bands at all, did you, bro?
Well, I feel like there's a difference between the music that I just enjoy to listen to in general and like music that inspired me.
Okay.
Like there's a difference. It doesn't mean I can't enjoy both equally.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? But
right.
For me, I started playing guitar when I was about 16 years old. I'd wanted to play before, but I never had jumped into it. And for some reason, I gravitated towards a lot of the big time guitar players like Eddie Van Halen is a great name to mention. And the reason being is I saw him doing these crazy things on the guitar that I'd never seen before. And I was like, I want to do that. Like I always wanted to be a lead guitar player. So it was kind of like a process of finding another guitar player that was doing amazing things and learning what I could from them and being inspired by them. So I always wanted to shred on the guitar. That was mine.
Awesome. Yeah. I think myself, like for a non-musician, I have a great appreciation of music because my dad's a guitar player. So I grew up from
good man.
Yeah, from my earliest memories growing up are my dad playing. He plays bluegrass and country and things like that. Okay. And
all right, we like him already.
Yeah. And so I remember, when I was little, listening to him play all the time, and then watching him as I got older. I never developed. I played clarinet for like a month in high school. Yeah, that was my instrumental game there, and I used to rock a harmonica from the ages of like 2 to 7. My great grandfather played harmonica, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I love music, and I used to host a Radiohead podcast for a while, and just obsessed with all kinds of things like that. So, but yeah, and I think another thing is, through times like this where everything's all negative, kind of, and it's not all negative, but there's a lot of negativity out there. Music has definitely always been something for me that when life's not going so great, I can kind of turn to, and it can lift my mood or whatever. Do you guys agree with that? Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We always say that music is a universal language.
Yeah.
Like it transcends culture and language barriers because of the feelings that you get from it. And that's why for us, it was a great match because, like you said, everyone has some experience with music, that amps them up or that has gotten them through hard times. Or, so it's definitely a huge, huge deal. For both of us, music has been a huge part of our lives. I mean, no doubt about that.
I've heard like Joe Rogan say that you can't snap your fingers or flip a switch. I don't know exactly how he worded it, but what you can do is you can kind of set yourself up for success, right, in your day to feel better. You can't, maybe not, you have to sort of ride your emotional wave, so to speak. Music is one of those hacks that can, like life hacks, that can let you put your train of thought on a better track. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm waking up and I'm feeling depressed and I don't want to get out of bed, I put a little bit of upbeat music on, something that inspires me. And next thing I know, I'm like cleaning my room and wanting to get going and wanting to accomplish something in my day. And it's amazing how we can really sort of self-regulate. Like music is as good as most pharmaceuticals to do that.
Really. Absolutely. Yeah. I do the same thing every morning. That's the first thing I do is like stumble into my little office here and like turn on music just to like get my brain going and, before the coffee's ready. But yeah. And even just like doing things that, I don't prefer, like the dishes or cleaning or things like that. I always have headphones on because then I'm not focused on the unpleasant task. I'm focused on, I'm dancing around to the Wu-Tang Clan right now or whatever.
Wu-Tang, huh?
Yeah, I've met the Wu-Tang Clan. I've met Jizza twice. I got pictures taken with you, God, my husband and I met Method Man and RZA briefly. I basically was just like, "Hey, RZA," and he was like, "Hey," but yeah, they're awesome people. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
We saw Jizza at City Winery in Nashville back in 2016 for my husband's birthday. And he said, he was just joking. He told me, he said, yeah, I want to go and I want to be close enough to touch the stage. Well, it was his birthday, so I got tickets and we were literally close enough to touch the stage, and it was amazing.
That's rad.
He said, wow, everybody looks so fancy out there with your wine, and it was a lot of fun. That's one thing. That's cool. I do miss live music. I was a big concert goer before all this, so it's been quite a change here recently, not having all that. So
I know I don't want to speak for you, Ryan, but we feel you on that for sure. Yeah. Like it's
music. I don't know what it is about seeing it live. Like it's the same song, but it's a different experience, and it's I think it's having all those people there together, like the energy, the positive energy, because everyone's there to enjoy themselves and have fun. I would definitely love.
Are we gonna try to do a live take of one of our songs for Amanda? Are we gonna try to do it?
What song do you want to
take it on? I can play. You want to try it? Do you want us to play for you, Amanda?
Absolutely. It's like live music, except Zoom music.
Here's the thing about it.
Here we go.
We literally can't remember how to play our own songs that we recorded.
It's been 10 years.
Well, it's okay. I don't know the song, so it'll sound perfect to me. It will sound.
Are we even in tune? Who do you want to go off of, you or me? I don't really care for Kobe too much.
Me, because
the mic a little closer to the hole.
This is everyone's favorite part.
I know, right? This is part of the fun, though. You don't actually get to always hear this on stage.
This is like behind the music.
Yeah, they exactly have tech guys that do this like hours before.
I feel like you're flat, bro. Because these Planet Waves locking tuners do not go. There we go. That's bad. Hold on. When was the last time I picked up this thing? Did you play your top one? Really? Oh, that's me. I can't tune on the fly apparently. How embarrassing this is. It's like a song. Better?
That's actually one thing that we wanted to do on our podcast, was show people some of the things that they don't normally see.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
The writing process, how when two guys get together or when a band gets together to write music, like it's not going to sound perfect the moment. Like you're kind of fiddling around and figuring things out and experimenting, and then finally you hit that point where you're like, all right, this is it, and then you kind of polish that up. But
I don't know the words to this. I don't have. Let's try it. Ready? All right. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not so easy. I'm growing old. I'm tired of this addiction taking its toll. I'm down to nothing. Nowhere to go. It's when the hope is pouring in to light the road. Take my hand, don't let go. Take right, and I want you to know. And even though my flesh is weak, my heart is still yours, still yours. It's time to remove my last sin, and it crashed into the floor. It's right there to help me see that I was so much more than you. Take my hand, don't let go. Take my heart, save my soul. When this life is dark and cold, pull me in and take you. How's it go? Will you take my hand? Don't let go. I know I turned it up. I did it on purpose. I did it just to see if I could mess with him. Take my heart, soothe my soul. When this life is dark and cold, pull me in, and you take control. When you take my hand, don't let go. Take my heart, still my soul. When this life is dark and cold, pull me Not so bad for 10 years.
Awesome. Yay.
10 years later.
I tried to like emulate a whole crowd, but I didn't, I was like, oh, awesome. So what's the name of that track?
Take Me Home.
Take Me Home. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I believe that's about all the time I have for today, but thank you guys so very much for being here, and tell everyone where they can find you guys and the podcast online.
Well, you can find us by searching any of your favorite podcast apps for Inside the Sound, just like it sounds, or you can go to anchor.fm/Inside the Sound. You can find me on Twitter, Well Hey There MJ, and on Instagram at Well Hey There MJ. You can find our podcast on Twitter and Instagram. We do exist there. I will admit that I update my own page a little more. But Inside Soundcast, we're getting flow of things. Inside Soundcast at both Instagram and Twitter. And Ryan, do you have a social you give out to people, or is that?
You can find me in an undisclosed location.
In a bunker underground.
That's accurate. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun. And thanks for playing music and just being awesome. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yeah, this was such a blast. Amanda, you're amazing. I love your podcast already. I really enjoyed your first guest. She was Anne, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic interview. Just anyway, so excited for you as well, and so happy to meet you online, and just I love it. Thank you so much for having us.
You guys will have to come back again sometime.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say I just want to thank you for entering the realm of spreading positivity and trying to do something in this world. I think more people need to do it. So thanks for stepping up to the plate and
for real
becoming a dream warrior.
Hashtag
Dream warriors, baby.
Yeah. I'm honored.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to send you a Dream Warrior t-shirt. That's our Dream Warrior Army, you know what I mean?
I'm ready.
That was so much fun. Be sure to join me next week for another inspiring conversation.
Until then, follow along at heightenedlife.org. Again, that is heightenedlife.org. Also, check out the Heightened Life social media links on the website. Until next time, much love, and I will see you later.